Look at this golden, buttery, bubbling masterpiece. It's so creamy and decadent that you never would have guessed it was a budget-friendly meal. This is pure, unadulterated comfort in a baking dish. And that Ritz Cracker crust, forget about it. It's to die for. This is Nom on a Budget, and today I'm making the ultimate Ritz Cracker casserole. This is a total crowd pleaser that takes almost no effort and costs next to nothing to throw together. If you got some chicken, a couple cans of soup, and those iconic crackers, then you're halfway there. Seriously, wait until you see how this bakes up. It's ridiculous. Your kitchen is gonna smell like heaven, and your wallet is going to thank you. Let's get cooking. Alright, crank that oven to 400 degrees. We want it to get nice and toasty, so give it a head start while we get to the good stuff. Next, grab a can of condensed cream of chicken soup. Plop that right into the bowl. It's thick, it's creamy, and it's basically the glue holding our lives and this dinner together. Now, grab your sour cream and measure out 3/4 of a cup. This is going to give us that rich, tangy kick that makes everyone think you spent all day in the kitchen. Smooth, creamy, and arguably the best thing to ever happen to a potato, or to this bowl. Next up, we're going in with 3/4 of a cup of cottage cheese. Now, don't give me that look. I know it looks like it's having an identity crisis, but it's the secret weapon for moisture and protein. Just get in the bowl, let it mingle with the others, and trust the process. It's going to melt down and be absolutely glorious, I promise. Now, we're adding a 1/4 cup of chives for a little pop of color and flavor. I just happen to have these freeze-dried ones in the pantry, so that's what I'm using today. But hey, if you're feeling fancy and have some fresh chives growing in your garden or sitting in your fridge, go ahead and use those. They work just as well. Now, we're going in with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Let's be real, a recipe without garlic is just a missed opportunity. It's going to add that perfect savory punch we need. Now, we're adding 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder just to give it a little personality. Not enough to set your hair on fire, just enough to keep things interesting. Get it in that bowl, and now it's time for the arm workout. Grab your spoon and start mixing everything together until it's perfectly smooth and combined. We want all those flavors to get to know each other and become one big, happy, delicious family. Next, we're tossing in 1 cup of peas. Now listen up. If you're using frozen peas like I am, just make sure they are fully thawed before they are hitting the bowl. We want a nice pop of green, not a surprise ice cube in the middle of dinner. Now, for the star of the show. I'm using a rotisserie chicken and shredding it into a separate bowl. If you aren't using a rotisserie chicken, just make sure you got about 3 to 4 cups of shredded chicken ready to go. Either way, get it nice and bite-sized so it's ready for the mix. Time to bring it together. Dump in the shredded chicken right into the bowl with your peas and sauce. Now, give it all a really good mix until every single piece of chicken is perfectly coated in that creamy goodness. We want every bite to be a winner, so don't be shy, get in there and make sure it's all combined. Now, grab your baking pan and give it a good coating with some baking grease. We want this to slide out later without a fight, because no one has time for a sticky situation. Once that's prepped, go ahead and pour in your chicken mixture right into the pan. Grab your spoon and spread it out to all the corners so it's nice and even. You want it looking like a smooth, delicious blanket of comfort food. Take your time to get it level because we want every single inch of this pan to be packed with flavor. Now, we're taking 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese and spreading it evenly across the top. This is going to create a beautiful melty layer we're looking for. Make sure you get it all the way to the edges because nobody wants to be the person to get a slice without cheese. Just look at that, it's already starting to look like a masterpiece. Now, grab a separate bowl because we're moving on to the crunch factor. Take 1 full sleeve of Ritz Crackers and start crumbling them up. Personally, I like to keep my pieces a bit larger because I'm a fan of big, buttery crunch. But go ahead and break them down to whatever level you like. Just get them ready because these little guys are about to take this dish to a whole new level. Now, take 3 tablespoons of butter and get that melted down. Once it's liquid gold, pour it right over those cracker crumbs. Give them a good toss to make sure every single crumb is kissed by that butter. We want these perfectly coated so they brown up beautifully in the oven. It's a little extra effort, but trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Now, take those buttery Ritz Crackers we just prepared and sprinkle them over the top of our dish. Spread them out nicely and evenly so every square inch gets some of that crunch. It should look like a golden buttery landscape when you're done. Once it looks perfect, we're sliding this beauty into the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. That's just enough time to clean up the kitchen. Or, let's be real, just enough time to scroll through your phone while the house starts to smell absolutely incredible. Once the timer goes off, pull that golden beauty out of the oven and let it sit for 5 minutes to cool. I know it's hard to wait, but it needs a moment to set. While we wait, go ahead and hit that like button. Stick around because I'm about to dive in for a taste test. Also, stay tuned for the next section where I'll give you a full written list of ingredients and step-by-step instructions so you can follow along at home. All right, moment of truth. I got it right here. Oh my goodness, wow. That is dangerous. The saltiness from those crackers combined with the velvety chicken in the center, it's a total flavor bomb. Honestly, for how little we spent on this, it tastes like $1,000,000. On the Nom on a Budget scale, I'm giving this probably about a 9.3 out of 10. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's pure soul-soothing comfort food. You guys should definitely try this one. Your family will think you spent all day preparing this in the kitchen, but we'll keep it our little secret that it only took a few minutes to prep. If you love this recipe, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below and tell me what your favorite childhood casserole is. I wanna know. I'm Nom on a Budget. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.